Today's High Performance Podcast is brought to you by Josh Phegan Digital. It's where you'll find our revolutionary blueprint course. There's only one place that you can go from zero to hero over a weekend by watching the incredible blueprint. It's everything you'll need to be that $1 million agent. Prospecting, listing, negotiation, and growth. Broken up into short 15-minute pieces, skip to the content you need now or watch from the beginning to end. Only on Josh Phegan Digital. Welcome to High Performance, the podcast featuring Josh Phegan and Alexander Phillips. Alexander, this is one of the best conversations that we're going to have. And it's all about this whole idea about dialing up your level of performance. And when you go to think about it, you know, there are agents that ultimately do 1 or 2 transactions a month. There are other people that do 5, 10, even up to 20 transactions plus a month. What do you reckon the big difference is if someone actually really wants to dial up their performance from where they're at today to be able to go and do more and be able to serve more customers more often?
Josh, it's not only been dialed up, it's been dialed up 24/7. So from the moment you get up in the morning to when you go to bed, to how you plan your day, to the energy levels you bring to the team you've got, to the desire, what you actually want to get out of each day, what your goal is for the month, is everyone around you, part of that, people. You feed off each other. My team, we're very close, and I'm lucky to have probably the best team in the industry that we all work in synergy and with each other. And I think I bring in high energy, extremely high energy, I would say,
and consistently too. That's the big thing.
There's very few troughs, probably probably none.
Yeah,
and that energy then raises everyone else.
Yeah,
and again puts everyone to a higher standard. But the energy creates, I think, a bit of happiness as well.
Yeah.
And fast pace, it creates
good momentum inside of the business, right?
Yeah, it's good momentum because if you're selling, you're more happy too. So if you're doing that all day, every day, you just continually, the momentum builds. But you can't. But what to be really clear is you can't. It's not sustainable.
Sure,
it's definitely not sustainable for probably longer than 10 weeks.
Yes.
You say you have to do it in blocks.
Yes.
And that's probably why we're still at where we are today, because I do 40 weeks a year, 10 weeks holiday or 12 weeks holiday a year.
Sure.
And I'm actually on holidays, but in between it's it's 7 days
full steam ahead.
Yeah. So I think it's the changing of having circuit breakers,
yes,
and not caring if you miss out on business in those circuit breakers.
One of the big conversations is what we've got to call throughput considerations, and one of the greatest throughput restrictions is about the number of opens that you can do on a Saturday, right? So
there's no restrictions on that.
But as an individual agent, if your thinking is that you can't have anyone else in your team that can list, so no one else can do an open for inspection outside of you, that's a limiting belief, right? Because Josh Phegan has to be at every single open for inspection. But what would actually happen if you had someone else inside of your team that can go and win a listing and can actually do open for inspections? And it doesn't matter whether or not Josh is there for the whole time, because Alex can also be there as well. And so that's that whole idea that you're looking
it's
for...
letting go too.
And that you've got the right age profile and demographic in your team, that the vendor and the buyers actually feel confident with the agent that they're in front of, that A, they know their product knowledge, B, they know their transactional knowledge, C, they know exactly what to do to be able to submit forward an offer or to be able to negotiate on their behalf, and not feel like they've got someone who doesn't know what they're doing. And I think that's where a lot of agents go wrong. Alex, you're going to be my buyer's agent and I'm going to be the senior agent, but you're not allowed to take an offer and you can't actually work with the buyers. And it's a really limited mindset, because you're saying, you're a junior, and I love that you see junior agent or maybe an associate agent. Why aren't they just agents? And I think this is the big thing that what you've done. If you look at Kenji, Vince, Thomas, Prue, Gav, sitting inside of your team, they're all highly capable people, and they've been doing it for the best part of a decade for most of them, in terms of they've been inside of that team. Do you reckon that's important for agents to start to say, hey, let your team fly and allow them to be great at what they do and stop protecting them?
You got to let them go. You got to let them learn. You got to let them miss listings.
Yes.
Miss opportunities, stuff up.
Yeah.
I think, that's the way they grow. And I think if you're micromanaging them, you're probably also going to be doing less deals because you're worrying about that. But, what are we into September? I've got 28 opens today, which is, sort of average for us. And I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 28. And, a lot of listings are by the team, a lot of them are by me. But the vendors are fully comfortable because, they probably test
Mm-hmm.
my team initially, but then when they push back on them and they talk with confidence and they talk about scenarios and case studies and they go,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we're in good hands.
But I've seen this too, where you've seen a buyer walk through an open home and they went through another open for inspection with one of your other agents in the team earlier that day. Oh, what did you think of Kennedy Street? How do you reckon that compares to this? Which one do you think comes closer to you? Your knowledge about what's actually going on inside of the campaign means that you've got great communication across the team. And I think that's the big thing is like literally this is not about not letting go. This is about letting go in a way that people can be really capable, but really understand who's who in the zoo in every price range.